Hey everybody, thanks for the raid. Today I'm taking all those sculptures, concrete cast sculptures that I put black ink on yesterday, and today I'm adding color just by layering watercolors. This is my garlic, so the shoots of the garlic will be green. And I'm starting with all my greens and aqua colors. So the next thing is going to be just adding a very pale layer of translucent aqua to this moon here. Have to do this moon also. Oh, my name's Braven, and I'm a sculptor. Hold on a second. I'm a sculptor with like super low production value. I just put up my phone in my outdoor sculpture shop here. I'll show you. Hold on a second. Okay. I make concrete casts of clay sculptures. This is a clay sculpture. It's just made of dried clay. It's going to be my bust of the Queen of Clubs. And so I just let the clay, this is pottery clay, water-based pottery clay. I just let the clay dry. I don't even hollow it out. I'm not even going to fire it. You can see this ornament is sort of partially done. I'm going for an Art Nouveau effect. Air dry clay is it's an inexpensive sort of hobby material, not very sophisticated, but if you do it right, you with brushes and care, take a lot of care, you can create just amazing porcelain-like forms. So I take a sculpture like this. It's silicone rubber. Hold on. Yeah, it's all falling apart. Okay. It's silicone rubber. And I don't fill it with concrete. I cast things hollow. So I will cast this really carefully as a hollow form. So it'll be light. And the result will be something like this. This is my I've got two casts ready for painting and coloring. And they're concrete, so they're weatherproof. And I can sell them as garden art or indoor fine art if I want to. And I sell them on Etsy. And I also have an Etsy store where I have a lot more, I have like 150 items. So hold on just a second. Thanks for being patient. Okay, I am now typing in my Etsy shop. CLA. There it is. So um, if you check the chat right now, you can see ClayBraven.etsy.com. And you don't have to buy anything. Just go there and look at the stuff if you're curious. You know, you can see all the stuff I've got there. So here's what I do for this. I guess I don't know if you'd call it a show because I have such low, but I cast things on Mondays in these rubber molds that I've got here. These are all my molds. These are all silicone rubber molds for all my sculptures. I cast those on Mondays. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I take them out of the mold and smooth off the rough edges and sand them like a woodworker as if they were, you know, wooden things. I just use sandpaper and tile rasps. And then on Thursday and Friday, I paint them and lacquer them and polish them up. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I take them to the farmer's on Saturday market and I sell them. I hang them up in a tent and people come by and it's really fun just talking to everybody. These are my little Jizo statues, a Buddhist kind of statue. And they're all arranged in a circle because I'm tinting them. This morning I was adding this dark layer of sepia and black calligraphy ink into the crevices here just to bring out the expression and contrast. And I'm waiting for for that water-based ink to dry before I spray them with spray lacquer. There they are. That's my backyard. Yeah. Hi, you were asking, are these in my shop? I think these are both in my Whatnot shop and in my Etsy shop. So you can look at them there. Yeah, please take a look. Don't feel pressured to buy, but you know, just I love it when people just take a look. I'm not much of a salesman, but I like to just show and talk, show and tell. You know, wood burning pyrography, as they call it. Okay, when I was a kid, I used to sit out on the sidewalk in front of my house in the summer with a magnifying glass. And I love to burn like designs into any piece of wood. Just sit there all day with a magnifying glass. I'm glad I can still see. But my friends and I, yeah, we would take just a simple magnifying glass and just sit there all day long, burning little messages and things into pieces of wood. I had one plaque of wood and I burned with my magnifying glass. What are you looking up here for? And it was a sign that you could put up on the ceiling. Haha. I was making dad jokes at age 7. Okay, time to add a little color. I'm located in Portland, Oregon, and I go to the Vancouver Farmers Market in Vancouver, Washington. Do you know where that is? It's right, if you know Vancouver, it's just kind of downtown near a park called Esther Short Park. I'll type that in just in case. I'm typing this into the chat. Vancouver Vancouver Farmers Market. If you just Google Vancouver Farmers Market, you'll find it. It's a great farmer's market. I mean, the vegetables alone are just so fantastic. The local farmers around there are so good. You're from Oregon, but you live in Tennessee. Oh, okay. Well, hey, I will be there in August, so um, I'll be there every weekend. I also have some things at some galleries in Cannon Beach. There's a gallery called the Dragonfire Art Gallery. Dragonfire, and there are these hotels called McMinimans, and they have not guest, they have gift shops, and some of my sculptures are in their gift shops in Edgefield and Kalama. I'm keeping this color very faint because I like to layer the watercolors, and I try to keep everything as translucent as possible. I don't like to clobber it with opaque color unless I'm making a tomato or something, because I want this contrast to show through the color. And with this kind of sculpture, I find that there's sort of a stone-like beauty that you can draw out of concrete if you polish it and color it carefully, and that's what I try to do. It's a crude, cheap material, but I like to treat it like fine stone. Oh, how do I weatherproof these sculptures? Well, first of all, I cast them in concrete from Home Depot, and this is technically, contractors stop by my shop and at the farmer's market, and they tell me it's not concrete because it doesn't have pebbles in it. It's either a mortar or a grout. But I use just a Rapid Set brand all-purpose construction material. So Rapid Set brand in the blue label, or Rapid Set brand Mason mix. And that's the Mason mix is a mortar. It's like a masonry mortar, what they stick bricks together with. And that stuff is pretty weatherproof to begin with. I like to use commercially available stuff just because it has, for liability reasons, the company that makes it has spent millions of dollars testing it, and I just don't want any surprises with my material. Then to further so that stuff on its own, if you cure it properly, it's really weatherproof. But I use very vulnerable waterproof colors. I mean, not waterproof, but water-based inks and acrylic paints and stuff. Those alone, this color is not weatherproof. So what I use is spray lacquer. I'll show you. Plain old spray lacquer. I use Rust-Oleum and just matte, clear spray lacquer. Krylon is good too. But this is totally readily available consumer stuff. It's nothing special. The reason I use this is because I've tried everything. I've tried really expensive marine grade Varathane. I've actually gone to boating shops, like where everything costs 10 times more, and everything is totally salt air, water, weatherproof. Everything they sell is like really weatherproof because boaters, everything has to perform out on the ocean in salt air 24 hours a day, sometimes in freezing weather. I found that this works just as well. I've had some of these colored sculptures out on my house here in Portland for 4, 5, 6 years, getting a full day of direct sunlight, freezing and thawing maybe 20 or 30 times a year. And then I sold them because they still looked good with this Rust-Oleum. So I just use Rust-Oleum spray lacquer. Long story short, I use a lot of it, probably 3 or 4 coats. Yeah, the water doesn't bother it at all. It's freezing and thawing that is the enemy. After waterproofing is not so hard, but freeze proofing is really hard. But this stuff, it can. I've sold sculptures to customers in North Dakota, Canada, all over Canada, Russia, New Zealand, places where it gets colder than I can even imagine. And I've just never heard back from them. So I hope no news is good news. Okay, that's all the color. I've got to exercise self-restraint. My tendency is to clobber it with color. This is just the first layer of color. I'm gonna add more layers, maybe with a little darker blue around the edge. And the main thing is just to try to stop before I ruin it. Turn it into a muddy brown. Have a great day to you too. Thanks for following, and I'll see you around. Devin, thanks. Thanks, Gypsy61. Thanks for stopping by. I'll follow you back later. Finish this stuff. water. I don't know if anybody's out there, but if there is somebody out there, feel free to ask a question. Or if you see this on YouTube, just leave me a message and I'll get back to you later. Sometimes people want to know, like, what is that material you're using? Or how do you make money? I'm going to add the yellow and orange and gold hues to this. I'll put a little light green highlight on here in a minute, but then I'll do the yellowish colors for the sun here. This one needs a little bit of a blue around the edge. I like to do it like that. Quick, quick, quick. But if you tap during the last 5 minutes of drying of this water-based paint, you can get a nice kind of an airbrushed look. And people sometimes ask me, do you airbrush that? Just sort of tap it, especially during the last 5 minutes of drying. Tap it with a dry brush. These are just cheap chip brushes. Buy them by the dozen. Oh, it's too dry. Hurry up, hurry up. That's there. It gives it a nice kind of a bordered effect. After this dries, I'm going to come in with a little bit of purple or rose just to give a little fleshy look to the face, and then some red for lipstick and cheeks. And if you do it faintly but tastefully enough, it really looks good. The key is not to clobber it with too much color and to avoid getting opaque with the color. Let's border this with a little bit of a darker and purple, a blue that's closer to the true blue or royal blue end of the spectrum. a little water. Not too much. Now, all I'm doing really is obfuscating. Just tapping. Just blurring. Gives it a nice airbrush look. Not too much though. Okay, that's good. Ooh, that is nice. When that dries, that's going to look good. Should be a gray. I want a haze gray, but a slight with a bluish tinge. I'm going to take a little silver and add it to the blue and just see what happens. I'm going to add a little black and then thin it out with water, and that should give me a grayish. Maybe I'll put the black over here. Oh, right here's good. Let's see if that makes a good gray. With enough water. Oops. Pardon the shaky cam. Okay. Am I getting a good gray? I don't want real haze gray, like navy gray. I want something that's slightly more bluish and a little bit unusual. How does that look? Oh, not bad. A little white. There's some off-white that'll help make a duller gray. Dull bluish gray. There, yeah, now I can just add, oh, that's blue enough. Yeah, that's gonna be good, okay. Turning on the fan to help this dry, because it's kind of beading up on the lacquer surface. That's all right. close enough to real navy haze gray that it'll evoke navy gray, but it'll also have a little bit of navy blue and a silver sheen. Because I want this to be a little bit strange and unusual. I'm not trying to make a real navy color here. I've done that before because a junior naval officer once ordered one of these for his senior officer to hang in his office on their destroyer. So this is on a Navy ship. This sculpture is on a Navy ship somewhere. I wish I could immediately remember the name of the ship. I wrote the name of the ship, USS ship name, right underneath in white lettering. I'm just going to keep tapping because I don't like to have brush strokes on this background here, so I'm just going to keep tapping it during the last few minutes of drying. But that's looking good. It's got a metallic look to it, but it's also sort of grayish, maybe grayish blue. I think what I'll do is leave the face gray, leave concrete gray, but add a little bit of fleshy highlights around here, and then make the cap a little bit whiter than the face, like an off-white. This blue on here. There's a little more blue. A little too opaque. Let's add some water. On the paper towel. I want it to be more translucent. Just wipe it. First layer of color. I'm probably going to add some more colors to it later. bright green highlights. Just a little bit. Just a little. That's enough. Okay. Good. This fish needs. This fish needs its basic aqua background. Well, maybe I'll do one with a more purplish ultramarine background first before I do an aqua fish. Yeah, that's a good background color. Too much. Uh-oh, too much. I make this fish in pairs. I usually make one aqua blue and green with bright green highlights, a little bit of metallic sheen, and then one basically goldfish colors. Yeah, I have a gargoyle. Let's see. I've made lots of gargoyles. Hold on, let me take you. Here we go. Check this out. Lately I've been making busts and a Madonna, but as far as gargoyles, this is kind of not quite a gargoyle, but it's my angel taking a cigarette break. And my gargoyles are around here somewhere. Here we go. This is one of them. I haven't made a mold for this yet, but I'm going to make a mold and cast this guy. He's about a foot high. I like him. Then this is one of my guardian gargoyles. This is just the front half of a full sculpture, but I only cast the front part for this one because it's good enough. It's a nice little statue just by itself, and I make it so that it can go up against a wall, so you don't need the back of it. I think that's all the gargoyles I have on hand right now. I've made some more, but they're actually encased in silicone rubber because I'm making molds for them. Here, let me give you. Can you email me about the gargoyles? Because I don't think, I'm not sure I have them up at my Etsy or my shop right now. So let me just give you my email here. There you go. You can get in touch from there, or you can go to my Etsy shop here. There, I just typed in my Etsy shop too, and there's a contact button there that you can message me from as well. Either one's fine. Where are you going to put your gargoyle? Is it out in front of your house that you're thinking of putting them? Well, thanks, JH. Appreciate it. I know my videos are pretty low production value. I just turn on my phone and just do what I usually do. Oh, concrete fence posts and 4 rooftop points, 2 gates. Thanks. Yeah, it's yeah. He's kind of. I made him sort of loosely based on some Italian Renaissance fountain art by Bernini, but also just sort of fanciful Asian koi fish looking dragon. At the gallery where I sell these in Cannon Beach, we call it koi dragon. Thanks. I wish I had time to make more animals like this. I keep saying I'm going to do it, but somehow I've got to find time to do more original clay sculpting. So what kind of animal should I make after this? Actually, one thing about this fish is that I don't have it up at my Etsy shop because I've sold it there, and I have to pack it so carefully to preserve this tail from breaking in the mail that it's just uneconomical for me to ship it. So I end up um, selling it just at a gallery where I can carry it in my car to the gallery and just hand it over, and at my farmer's market shop where I can do everything by hand. On Saturdays and Sundays, I usually do a live stream from my stall, my little canopy tent at the Vancouver Farmers Market. Oh, the Farmers Market is in Vancouver, Washington. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and the market, I'll write it down here. It's just simply the Vancouver Farmers Market. And it's a farmers market. So about 75% of the stalls there are fruits and vegetables, and honey and garlic and chili peppers and fruit and vegetables, and they are fantastic. The local farmers, I don't know, they've got good soil or something, because they can even make me eat vegetables, which is quite a task. Anyway, yeah, the Vancouver Farmers Market. I I go there. I would go there just to eat if I weren't selling there. And they they're very well managed market, and you're in Southern California. Oh, visit Portland then. Yeah, so you know what I mean. There's great produce. I think this part of the country, it must be the rain. There's so much rain here and good soil that they grow delicious stuff. I wish I didn't quit drinking, because the wine around here is supposed to be really good. Some of the vineyards, but it's all theory for me because I don't drink anymore. Yeah, so when I was drinking, I used to finish off like 2 or 3 bottles of wine just before a party, just to like lay down a base and get ready to start drinking for the night. And I used to tell myself, I'd say like, man, someday I'm going to drink this wine and really taste it. And now, like once every 3 or 4 years, I'll be in a restaurant and my wife will be having some wine, and I'll just take a sip, and it's like, I don't have the words to describe it, but the flavor just bursts through my whole head, and it's just a wonderful experience. But one little sip, I can remember one sip of wine I took like 3 years ago. But when I was drinking a couple bottles in the afternoon, I didn't taste it at all. Could have been grape juice for all I knew. Okay, that one's done. Yeah. This color is a little heavy for that first layer, so I might wipe it off a little bit, because I want to lay on layers, and I don't want it to be too dark. I don't want it to be too opaque. That's a good Prussian blue right there. I think this is kind of a cerulean or ultramarine toward the royal blue end of the spectrum, and it mixed with the aqua that was on my brush to make a good Prussian blue. Teal. Okay, well, thanks. Yeah, please go check it out. And I don't know if I can do custom orders though, because I've got a ton of sculptures that I'm supposed to be making. So I don't think I can make an original gargoyle immediately for you, but I do want to make more of them in the coming months, but it could take a while before I get around to them. I've got a series of busts that I'm working on right now. But anything you see in my shop, I can make. I have the molds ready. And whoopsie, shaky cam. It's my low production value. Okay, here we go. There, that's a good level of opacity for this layer of color. Not too dark. See, it's going to look really different from this one I just did, which has a lot darker color, but then I wiped it off the top, but it's still going to be good for that first layer of color. Okay, I think that might be all of our blues for now. No, let's make, okay, I want these fish to have some different blue highlights, so some different hues. a few strategically located areas of darker blue before I start adding green highlights, and then a little bit of metallic later. Not too much. Don't overdo it. Okay. Next up, green highlights, and then a little bit of metallic highlight, and that's going to do it. This one already has a fairly dark saturated blue on it, so I don't want to do too much dark blue highlighting. Maybe just along the spine here. Okay. Okay, it's time for more green highlights. I'm going to wash my brushes first. All right, all done with the greens and blues. Next, I'll just do some whites and reds, but I think I'll cut off the camera now. But ask a question. Nobody asks a question. Thanks. We've been painting my concrete sculptures. Tomorrow, I'm going to sell them.